This is a question that has been a hot topic of debate since the beginning of time. Do we have total free will to create the life we want, or is everything predetermined for us and we just think things are randomly happening? Truth be told, I don't think there will ever be a solid, concrete answer determining this. It truly does come down to an individual's beliefs, which is why this answer truly does vary from person to person. Which means what I say in this video may resonate with you or completely mess your mind up, having you question everything you once knew. Either way, the goal here at Life's Biggest Questions is just that, to get you thinking. And today we're asking, is your life predetermined? Smash that like button. I mean, either way you're already going to. Just kidding. Please do it. It really helps us. Smash that like button, baby. Let's go. So the idea of your life being predetermined, or fate, where things are predestined regardless of the choices we make. It's a very interesting subject. Some feel it's almost spiritually within them, while others feel there's a sense of religion involved in fate. Some think it's genuinely Mother Nature, and others don't believe in it at all, under the impression we are in full control of everything and all that we do. Now, David Livingstone Smith, a philosophy professor at the University of New England, actually wrote about this in Psychology Today. Trying to simplify the idea of free will, he explained how it's been argued between both philosophers and scientists, with some arguing free will is simply an illusion, and others in the camp that we are not only free, but morally responsible for all of our decisions. Interesting. The thesis that everything that happens at any time ever is directly caused by a previous event is referred to as determinism. What do I mean by this? When you go out to light the barbecue, you turn on the propane, turn on the knobs, and then the grill. You expect it to turn on, flames and all, because of all your previous actions or events. You going outside, you turn on the propane, you turn in the knobs for the gas to come, and so on. Those events or actions led to the grill turning on and creating fire. Boom. Now let's say the grill doesn't start properly. No fire whatsoever. What's wrong? Well, now you could assume maybe you're out of propane, or the little ignite button to get the fire going is broken. Those could have been caused by repetitive use, which led to the ignition button getting worn down and no longer working, or the gas running out. Either way, those two prior events, as you can see, could explain why the barbecue is no longer working. Almost as if, although we thought we had the choice as to whether or not the barbecue was going to light, it was already determined it was or wasn't based on the ignition button working or gas being full, or vice versa. Now, under this theory of determinism, you could believe that if the universe is deterministic, then free will is non-existent. If every action is caused by a prior one, then it's all predetermined. This view is known as Incompatibilism. The argument is as simple as, for one to have free will, they need to have a choice in which they're freely able to choose. But if the universe has predetermined what's going to happen based on prior events, then there is no free will because there would be no other outcome. As Smith explains in his piece, using an example of ice cream, he claims if you were offered chocolate or vanilla, and you chose chocolate, I quote, "Incompatibilists claim that this was a free choice only if, in exactly the same circumstances, you could have chosen vanilla instead, only if your decision was genuinely up for grabs." However, under the idea of determinism, where the choice of chocolate was predetermined based on prior events, then the option for vanilla would have never really been there, even though you were physically offered a choice, for lack of a better word. It's very interesting when you think of it that way. However, some have also made arguments against this idea of things being predetermined regardless of what it is we do. More specifically, going in a more religious or spiritual direction, some have argued against this idea that humans don't have free will. And those who argue that everything is predetermined are just lazy. The idea of things not being meant to be or happening for a reason, it being our destiny, or whatever else people claim, well, some argue that's a load of bull. That's just humans trying to rationalize things that have or haven't happened, and rather than trying to find a logical explanation, we just embrace the idea that it was meant to be, or the opposite. Inevitable. Regardless of what we did, it was going to happen. Sometimes that's easier than digging deep down and dealing with the cold hard truth. After all, humans are wired for survival, and always try to find the easiest way out with the least amount of harm done. So claiming things happen for a reason and you had no say in it is a very simple way of looking at it. And that's why there are plenty against the idea claiming we're in full control as to whether or not we act, feel, or even look a certain way. Now, with all of that being said, it seems quantum physics makes the argument for determinism incredibly hard. Some make the argument that quantum physics actually makes it impossible to live in a world of determinism, while others claim it's not impossible, just incredibly unlikely. Now, quantum physics in itself is next to impossible to understand, so rather than do a deep dive explanation, we'll just skim the surface and break it down as simply as this. There appear to be factors in which it seems quantum physics can be random, thus breaking the idea of it being predetermined. More specifically, when something is to decay or decompose, there's no guarantee how it does so, or what fungi and God knows what other bacteria and stuff can grow out of it. However, some philosophers have argued that this idea of probability, which as we know some research is based on, is actually worse than the idea of free will. So all in all, is your life predetermined? Well, as I said before, this is up to you to decide, and this video in itself was just scratching the surface. There are so many philosophical theories and scientific ones that prove for or against the idea of free will. Some even go as far as saying, even in a world where you think there is randomness, for example, you flip a coin to make a decision, given that you're deciding between two things, in this case heads or tails, you're still predetermined to have one of those two choices. As you can see, especially in philosophy, it's kind of hard to really disprove someone if they make a good enough argument. As always, let us know your thoughts on this one down below. For now, let's do some common applies from the video. How will humans evolve next? Fox Jake said, let's call Jared Pepper from now on, because he really spiced up this channel. Bro, I appreciate that. You know, I've been rocking with you guys. It's almost been 2 years now. You know, I know some of you guys remember, like, we had Jack on the channel. I've been here with Jack, I've been with Keegan. You know, I've been rolling with you guys for a while, and it is a little embarrassing to give yourself a name, be like, hey guys, call me this, call me Pepper, because I'm spicy. I want you guys just to do it. You know, at first I had to kind of sell it and be like, call me Pepper. But now if you guys just do it, I appreciate it. So I don't have to sell myself as Pepper, and you guys can just be like, there's Pepper. And I'm just like, hey. Clumsy Hamster said, I feel like we will be fish with legs. I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose though, because fish could swim. I feel like if you had legs, it'd be harder. You have to kick your legs to swim, you know? I Am Billy said, Billy says, us Billies have stayed the same, but soon we will get off this island and evolve. Billy, are you going to Mars? Are you gonna be like the Billy of Mars? Or the Billies of Mars? I don't know. I wanna come with you, Billy. All right, guys, that's all for this one. I've been your host, Jared Pepper Bronstein, baby, the spiciest host in the game, but you guys already know that, and we'll see you soon.